pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is a regularly scheduled public session of Woodbridge Board of Education and is in compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Laws of 1975, also known as the Sunshine Law. This meeting has been approved by resolution adopted at the reorganization meeting held on January 3rd, 2023. Notification has been sent to the record. Notification has also been posted in the Woodbridge Borough Hall, the Woodbridge Memorial Library, tapinto.net, and the Woodbridge Board of Education's website. Please be advised that all portion of this meeting is being live streamed in real time and will be recorded for rebroadcasting at a future date. Roll call.
Mr. Biamonte?
Here.
Mr. Fallon?
Here.
Mr. Garvin?
Here.
Mr. Nieves?
Present.
Mr. O'Byrne?
Here.
Mr. Vaccaro is absent.
Thank you, sir. Tonight, we actually have two new guests down at the left over here, Hannah McDonald and Ava Rizos, who will be our student reps. Welcome, first and foremost. They will actually be rotating through tonight. They both wanted to be here to introduce themselves. So, Ava, Hannah, I'll turn it over to you for an introduction.
Hi, I'm Hannah McDonald. It has been a great start to the school year. The students are loving all the new murals on the walls in the bright blue hallway by the main office. Mrs. Raguso Ruiz and Mr. Sinclair are doing video announcements every Monday and Thursday. Everyone is enjoying their creativity and how they are making the videos funny. All grade levels and their grade level meetings the first week of school. Administration went over expectations and new information. Spirit Week is the week which is a Disney theme. Each day, students wear something different. Friday during 8th period is our pep rally, and Saturday is the homecoming dance for grades 9 through 12.
Hi, I'm Ava Rizos, and I'm going to talk about the fall sports. So starting off with boys soccer, they're off to a good start, 4-1-1, followed by girls soccer, which is 1-2-1. Then on to football, which is 2-2, and finally girls volleyball, which has a record of 3-3. And cheer continues to support our football team, and if you haven't gotten the opportunity to check out their halftime show, please make sure to do so Friday at our homecoming game.
Thank you very much. By the way, you know we're playing North Arlington on Friday, and Mike's going to be there supporting North Arlington. All right, on to our board administrators report.
Good evening, everyone. Starting this evening, this will be the first of my report for each of our meetings regarding our district finances. Very short tonight, but I would like to say thank you to my departing payroll and benefits administrative assistant, Dolores, for the help she's given me as I transitioned into the district over the past few months. And I want to wish her the very best with her new district that she's going to next week. And also to thank her for her future help as we welcome her replacement that's up for approval tonight at the meeting, Marissa Menavini, and in completing the entire transition of her desk. Speaking of transitions, I'm still in the process of reviewing and closing out the 22-23 school year, ending June 30th, and hope to have that completed shortly, and also familiarizing myself with our buildings and our grounds and operations. One of the first things that we started implementing in the office this week is scanning all of our documents in and trying to go as paperless as possible in the office, and also in speeding up payments that traditionally have been sent out by check. We'll be moving to as many ACH payments and electronic transfer payments that we can on a monthly basis. So this will reduce time as far as payments go and also help with the paper load that has been up in the office there. Also, if there's any questions at all from the public or from the staff in district, please don't hesitate to reach out to me in the office, myself, Mike, my assistant, and no matter what the question is or the concern, please do not hesitate to reach out for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Any trustees, comments, questions? Good? All right, on to our superintendent report.
Good evening. I begin this evening's report with the mandated sharing of the following information regarding our recently graduated Woodridge High School class of 2023. State code requires that I report out to the public and the Board of Education annually on the pathways to graduation taken by students who graduate in June. You will recall in my presentation in our last board meeting concerning the New Jersey Graduation Proficiency Assessment that the class of 2023 did not have an assessment requirement for graduation coming out of the pandemic. Students merely had to satisfactorily complete the school program and earn enough graduation credits in order to graduate locally, as well as satisfy state credit requirements. I'm pleased to report that we had 103 of 103 eligible students graduate last June. Our current high school seniors took the NJGPA last spring, and students who met the cut score benchmark criteria in math and ELA will have satisfied their assessment requirements and now must simply complete all of their program and credit requirements. Students who were not able to reach the cut score benchmark criteria last spring have been working with school counselors and teachers probably since the end of last year to meet a different pathway to attaining the assessment requirements. These students must meet the criteria in addition to meeting all of their other requirements. Thus far, I am pleased to report that we already have had some of our current seniors attain their assessment requirements via an alternate pathway already in this early school year. Next September, my graduation report will be different, as I will be detailing how many students graduated via passing the NJGPA as opposed to using the alternate pathways. I'm pleased to report that we had a wonderful opening 7 days of school thus far this year. I was at the Doyle School on the first day of school, and I wish to thank our community for cooperating with the traffic regulations at both drop-off and pickup times. Of course, the first day drop-off tends to be a bit more crowded, and by the second or third day, the procedure had become much more of an understood routine. I never fail to chuckle at the parent who turns to his 5-year-old child and says, "Who's your teacher?" The children look beautiful with expansive smiles and a genuine eagerness to see old friends and meet new ones. Back to school night for Doyle School will be this Wednesday, September 20th, from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And I know that Ms. Schmidt, the principal, has already sent out some pertinent information. A reminder that the Doyle School will conduct an early dismissal on Wednesday, back to school night, and students will be dismissed along with staff at 12:28 p.m. Lunch will not be served, but before and after care will take place as usual. The intermediate school opened its doors to welcome 229 students on the first day of school, and the energy and radiance was very strong, but more reserved for our intermediate school students who are working on being cool. Our fourth graders are getting acclimated to their new surroundings, and our sixth graders are enjoying their tenure as the oldest grade level in the building. The intermediate school will conduct their back-to-school night on Tuesday, September 26th from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., and there will be an early dismissal for students and staff on that day at 12:28 p.m. Lunch will not be served, but before and after care will take place as usual. The high school building welcomed 529 students back for the new school year. The students entered some newly painted hallways and began to become familiar with some of the changes at the high school in terms of the scheduling of the school day, lunch periods, etc. I wish to thank the administration and the school counselors for working with our new scheduling model to provide more time for the consumption of lunch, as well as helping to reduce the actual total of students in each lunch period. It has provided for more restful time when students can relax and recharge before continuing their school day. Most of our school activities have already started, with more offerings rolling out in the upcoming days of school. The high school back-to-school night will be Thursday, September 28th, from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. This will be an early dismissal for students and staff at 12:13 p.m. If you have not received the information as of yet, I'm sure you can look forward to a communication from Mrs. Ruiz and Mr. Sinclair very soon. And speaking of communication, last week we began employing the use of a Friday folder. The Friday folder is my effort to try to gather the flyers and announcements concerning events in the future into one email on Fridays. Where some announcements are more urgent, many announcements tend to be made quite early and therefore be placed in the Friday folder. I hope that this will limit some of the email blasts that seem to go out daily in our district. Regarding our lunch program, I want to thank everyone for their cooperation and continued support, as we have found it necessary to collect lunch fees and checks and cash at the start of this school year due to the fact that our former vendor no longer offers that online service. The board will hopefully be approving a resolution tonight that will provide an agreement with a new vendor to resume the online purchasing process for lunch at all 3 schools and for breakfast at the high school. Once the process is completely set up, the community will receive information concerning the login information needed to access the system. Please also be reminded that anyone who feels that their family might be eligible for free and/or reduced lunch must complete an application for this service. If you were eligible in the past, you still need to complete and submit this application annually, and they are located on our website under the Lunch Service tab. In closing, I wish to remind everyone that all of our school district buildings will be closed this coming Monday, September 25th. The schools will reopen on Tuesday, September 26th. Mr. Nieves, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Albro. Trustees, comments, questions? We're good, we're good. By the way, I think I did say, Ava and Hannah, if you wanted to go after your report, you can. So I'll give you the opportunity now before we get into the regular agenda.
Good job, ladies.
Thank you. All right, approval of minutes. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education approved minutes of the following meetings: executive and working session meetings on August 28, 2023. Can I get a first? Mr. O'Byrne?
Yep.
Mr. Fallon? Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Fallon?
Yes.
Mr. Garvin?
Yes.
Mr. O'Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Bimonte?
Yes.
Mr. Nieves.
Yes. All right, trustees. Anything for new business that we need to discuss? Nope, nope, nope. All right. I'm going to go through, or we'll change it up a bit. I'm going to go through tonight everything, and then we'll open up to hearing of citizens. So looking for your support, curriculum instruction. We have approval of student teacher classroom observation field experience internship. We have approval of professional development request, approval of home instruction, approval of student teachers classroom observation field experience internship, approval of field trip request, approval of field trip request, which includes Moonachie, which also includes Moonachie, is approval of the request to establish a special classroom program. On to personnel. We have approval of request for leave of absence, approval of a mentor, approval of detention and supervision appointment, approval of co-curricular appointment, acceptance of resignation. This one includes Moonachie, acceptance of resignation, approval of home instruction personnel, approval of appointment of care personnel for 23-24, approval of personnel appointment, approval again personnel appointment, which includes Moonachie, approval of personnel appointment workshop, which includes Moonachie. On to 12, approval of revised high school 6-period teaching stipends for 23-24. Approval personnel transition appointments, approval of request for leave of absence, approval of reappointment of unaffiliated district personnel 23-24, approval of chaperone, approval of job description, and approval of appointments of long-term replacement and substitute. Policy, we have none at this time. Buildings and grounds, we have approval of facility request and another one, one which includes Moonachie. We have finance, we have approvals of the bills list, approval of the fundraiser, approval of another fundraiser. And for board operations, we have approval of disposal of textbooks, approval of disposal of textbooks again, which includes Moonachie, approval of contract with Heartland School Systems. And we actually have a addendum. 1 second, please. Tony, where is the addendum? No, thank you. Addendum, September 18th, 2023, Board Operations 4, which includes Moonachie. Approval for the attendance of the NJSBA Conference in Atlantic City. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education approves the registration of the board member, superintendent, and the business administrator to attend the 2023 NJSBA workshop, which will be held in Atlantic City, New Jersey, from Monday, October 23rd, 2023, through Thursday, October 24th, 2023. The registration fee is $2,200 for up to 25 team members. Overnight lodging fees, mileage, and meals will be reimbursed in accordance with NJ Circular 11-05-OMB. Before I open up to hearing as citizens, any comments, questions, or concerns? No? I'll open it up to the hearing of citizens on resolutions only.
Good evening, Bonnie Taylor, 64 Woodridge Street. I just had a question in regards to the reporting of the graduation results. Was there a reason why we changed the way we are going to report the results?
She's questioning why the results were changed in the graduation rates reporting.
Mrs. Taylor, what was changed?
That's what I'm asking, because you had to report to us that we had a great graduation, but are we using the portfolio, or are we using just the general test?
As I stated, last year's class was the class that did not have any assessment requirements. So at this time, they've all graduated. Next year's report will include all those students of various pathways. That's my answer.
Okay, I appreciate that. So if we don't have that data from a state assessment, what are we doing to make sure that they're prepared for this year's assessment?
According to the state, we are making sure they satisfactorily meet the curriculum standards via their report cards and their test grades and IEPs and annual reports, et cetera.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Mrs. Taylor, if I may, this is something that I start inquiring sometime in December with the building administrator. So, and I try to monitor this up until the end of the school year.
Anyone else on the resolutions? Okay. Were any submitted online?
No.
All right. So I will close the hearing of citizens on the resolutions. Trustees, looking for your support, which includes Moonaki, curriculum instruction 2467, personnel 34610 through 17. None for policy, buildings and grounds 1, finance 1 and 2, board operations 2 and 3 with addendum number 1. Can I get it first? Mr. Garvin, second, Mr. Biamonte. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Fallon?
Yes.
Mr. Garvin?
Yes.
Mr. O'Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte?
Yes.
Mr. Nieves.
Yes. Trustees, looking for your support, which is Woodridge only. We have curriculum instruction 1, 3, and 5. Personnel 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 18. None for policy, buildings and grounds 2, finance 3, and board operations 1. Can I get a first? Mr. Fallon, second, Mr. O'Byrne. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Fallon?
Yes.
Mr. Garvin?
Yes.
Mr. O'Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte?
Yes.
Mr. Nieves.
Yes. Thank you, trustees, for your support. Do we have anything for unfinished business before I open it up to the hearing of citizens? Good, good, good. All right, I'll open it up to the hearing of citizens on anything you'd like to talk about.
Bonnie Taylor, 64 Woodridge Street. I wanted to say congratulations, Mrs. Ruzia. That's awesome. I'm so excited for you. I wanted to say I love the business administrator report. I think that's a nice addition to the board meeting, and I look forward to hearing more about that. I just had a question in regards to our enrollment numbers, because according to the state, and I know the state is backdated, of course, so we only have 2021 to 2022. But according to our enrollment, we had 1,235 students. And in your report, Mr. Alvaro, you said we had 529 at the high school alone. So what is our current enrollment in this district?
$529,
229.
229, and 461, Ms. Schmidt? $12.99.
$1,299. Okay, that's not a huge increase. I appreciate that. And
We've actually had, I actually did the data this morning, we've actually had a total of 14 more students right now in our district than we had at the close of school in June.
okay, I appreciate that. And then do we still have the same amount of teachers that we had in the report from 2021 to 2022, or were there any additions to the staff?
How many additions were there to our teaching population from 2021 to 2022 and to this year?
I would have to get you the exact number, but there's been quite a few.
Excellent. That's wonderful to hear. So would we say our student to teacher ratio is still at 12 to 1?
Sorry.
Say that again, Bonnie, I'm
So
sorry.
would we say that our student to teacher ratio is still 12 to 1?
Student-teacher ratio, 12-1.
I would say with the addition of some special education programs, we're probably close to that, but with the snapshot not taking place till October 15th, I can't say it for certain.
Okay, so after, no, we'll see in November. Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Anyone else? All right, hearing none, seeing none. Do we have anything submitted online?
No.
All right. Close the hearing, citizens. Trustees, any final comments, questions?
Next meeting? October 30th, October Monday.
All right. Motion to adjourn? Monte, Fallon, all in favor? All opposed? Thank you. Have a great night.